Hello students, in this video lecture I'll be giving you all an introduction to paging concept. So paging is a memory management scheme which comes under the non-contiguous memory allocation. So what is non-continuous memory allocation? Then more insights about paging we'll be looking in this lecture. So when we spoke about continuous memory allocation, I said that in continuous memory allocations, we have to make sure that the process is finding a big chunk or a big hole where I can keep the whole process. That means I cannot divide the process into multiple parts and then place it in the main memory. So this major disadvantage led to a problem known as fragmentation. What is fragmentation? Where there is enough space in the main memory to accommodate a process, but because of its non-continuous nature, it cannot do so. That is fragmentation. Again, fragmentation has two types. One is internal fragmentation, the other is external fragmentation. The internal fragmentation again is when you have a hole that is large enough to accommodate a process, but after you give the hole to the process, you are left with very small hole. That means maybe a KB or 2 KB, which is a very small hole, and you cannot expect the operating system to keep a track of such holes, or it is very burdensome for the operating system to keep a track of such holes, and they ignore such holes. So because of which we can have multiple such small holes that are created in the main memory. So this is internal fragmentation. Then external fragmentation is where you have pretty big size holes that are available throughout the main memory, but they are not continuous in nature. That is why you cannot use them for executing a process or for holding a process. Again, this problem is being removed in non-continuous nature. So in non-continuous nature or non-continuous technology, what do we do is the process is being divided into multiple parts, or the process instructions are divided in such a way that they can be placed in any part of the memory. That means I need not have to find a chunk where I'm going to keep the process. The process can be distributed among the main memory and kept anywhere. So one such scheme which implements the non-continuous nature is paging. So as the definition on your screen says that paging is a memory management scheme that permits the physical address space of a process to be non-continuous. Again, what is physical address? The physical address is the address that is seen by the memory management unit. So we have logical address and we have physical address. So if you still have confusions about logical address and physical address, please go through the previous video or previous slides. So there you will come to know exactly the difference between the physical address and the logical address. So they say that paging is a memory management scheme that permits the physical address space of a process to be non-continuous. That means the process can be divided and kept in the main memory. Again, these parts need not be in continuous nature. So this avoids a major problem, that is finding chunks of varying sizes onto the backing store. The same fragmentation problem that we are experiencing in the main memory, the same problem exists in the backing store, that is the secondary memory. Because when we are swapping out the process from the secondary memory and swapping in the process into the main memory or primary memory, I have to make sure that the same size or same chunk of memory I'm finding it in the secondary memory. Again, in secondary memory, you cannot expect compaction to be there because the working or the processing access is so slow that compaction is almost impossible in secondary memory. So as the working is fast in the primary memory, where we can try to eradicate the problem of external fragmentation with compaction, that is not at all possible in the secondary memory. So paging has given one major solution, that is whatever is the memory space, we are dividing it into frames. So what are frames? We'll look in the next slide. So here we are representing the basic implementation or the paging hardware. So in paging, the physical memory is divided into blocks of fixed size and each block is called as a frame. And the logical address space is also divided into blocks of the same size as that of the physical memory, but in logical address space we call it as pages. So the blocks are of the same size but they have different names in logical address space and the physical address space. In logical address space we call each block as a page, and in physical address space we call it as a frame. So this is one important point in paging. In paging, page size is equal to the frame size. Plus, the secondary memory is also divided into blocks of the same size as that of the frame. So in paging, page size is equal to the frame size is equal to the block size that is there in the secondary memory. So we all know that CPUs generate logical addresses, and in paging the logical address is divided into two parts. One is the page number and second is the offset. D is offset here. We'll see what is page size and what is offset in the coming slides. But here we need to understand that the logical address comprises of the page size and the offset. So this is majorly like the base register and the limit register. So you can say that this page size the page number which we are referring to the page table. I'll explain what is page table. So this is acting like the offset over here. So D is acting like the offset over here, and this page number will give you the base. So here F is the base and D is the limit. So the same implementation that we have seen in dynamic loading, the same implementation is there, but there are some terminologies are changed. So here CPU generates the logical address. The logical address is divided into a page number and the offset. Page number is represented by P and offset is represented by D. This page number is required because this acts as an index to the page table. So once I know that where exactly is the value of the base stored, then that index value is written here. So whatever is the address, it comes here. So from page number we go to the page table. Page table maintains all the page numbers, and page numbers in turn will tell you what are the base values. So P is referenced here in the page table. I search for index P. Once I find the index, I pick the value at that index, which is F, that I am taking here to combine and form the physical address. D is not changed. D is the offset, which remains the same. So this address, this base value or base address is taken, it is added with the offset, and then you get a physical memory. So we all know that for every logical address there needs to be a physical address. That is, when we were talking about execution time binding of the addresses, we have spoken this, and this is how the changes occur in paging. So paging is a very simple concept where logical address is divided into pages, and the same sized blocks in physical address are known as frames. So when you are converting logical address to physical address, we make use of a page table. Page table majorly gives the base value or the base address. To that we are adding the offset. For example, if the logical address we'll see this with an example in the next slide. So I hope at least till here it is clear to everybody. So if I say that the page size and the frame size is same, then the question is what should be the page size, or which is the optimal value for the page size. So page size usually is represented in powers of 2. There is no ideal value for the page size. It usually goes from 512 bytes to 16 MB depending on the operating system. The implementations are different. So one particular thing that if we have to represent it symbolically, then we can say that if the size of the logical address is 2 raised to m, that means 2 raised to m bytes of data, or 2 raised to m bytes is the complete logical address space. Then I require m bits to represent each logical address. Then if I say that page size is 2 raised to n, I told you that page size usually is in powers of 2 because it makes easy to divide it between the page number and the page offset. This is one logical address that I'm having. So if I have this arrangement where m is again much greater than n, because m is the complete logical address whereas n is just one part of this 2 raised to m. That is 2 raised to n is one block in 2 raised to m. So you all can understand that m should be much greater than n. If that is the case, then n bits are required to represent each page and m bits are required to represent each logical address. So in this case, the distribution is like this. The first m minus n bits will represent the page number. This page number will take me to the page table, and the offset, that is nothing but the limit, or in other terms I can call it as displacement. This n will represent that. That is, the last n bits will represent the offset and m minus n bits will represent the page number. So this paging model represents the relation between the logical memory and the physical memory. So here on the left hand side we have the logical memory and on the right hand side we have the physical memory. So this is one frame whereas this is one page. Both page and frame are of the same size. So if I consider one process, this one process is divided in 4 pages: page 0, page 1, page 2 and page 3. So every page, this page 0, 1, 2, 3 is nothing but the page number. So this page number need to be looked up in the page table. So page 0, I am going to search in this page table the index 0. This will give me the value 1. So when I look for the frame 1, so this is page number, this is frame number. So when I look at frame 1, I have page 0. So this page 0 is internal to frame 1. Similarly, page 1, if I look at, this is the page number. So page number 1 is allocated to frame 4. So go to frame 4. Here you all can see that page 1 is there. Similarly, page 2 is in frame 3. So at frame 3, page 2 is residing, or whatever is the data in page 2, it is at frame 3. And lastly, page 3. So if I look at page number 3 and if I look in the page table, it is residing at the location 7. So when we are converting logical addresses to physical addresses with the help of paging, this is one important formula. This we'll be using in the next slide when we are looking with an example. So please write this down. So here I have written that the physical address will be equal to the frame number into the page size plus the offset. So frame number is the number which is given to the frame. Page size is equal to the frame size plus the offset. Offset is local to every page. This I'll be explaining in the next slide. The same previous example what we have seen, I'll be explaining in much greater detail here. So the same example is there. I have 4 pages, then 4 pages are mapped to the frames. In this example, they are considering the page size to be 4 bytes. How do I know that? 4 values are there here and each value is having 1 byte. So 4 such values are there in one page. So the page size is 4 bytes. So now if the page size is 4 bytes, then the frame size is also 4 bytes. Let us see how many frames are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. 8 frames are there and each frame is of 4 bytes. So if one frame is of 4 bytes, so 8 frames will be of 32 bytes. Just normal multiplication. So this physical memory is of 32 bytes. This is just a random example. We do not take 4 bytes as the page size normally. It is always a bigger number than this. So here this is just an example for our understanding. So in this example, these represent the logical addresses and these represent the physical addresses. So this logical address I have to convert to physical address. Now if I see here, at logical address 2, C is residing. At logical address 9, J is residing. Logical address 14, 0 is residing, and similarly the others. Now this page is given the number 0, 1, 2 and 3. This is nothing but the page numbers which we use to look up the page table. So I look at page 0. So this is the page 0. Page 0, I know that it is residing at frame 5. So how do I know which is frame 5? 0th frame, 1st frame, 2nd frame, 3rd frame, 4th frame and 5th frame. So go to this. Here the value is there. Here ABCD is there. The same values are residing here. But the question is, how do I convert individual logical addresses to the physical addresses? So to convert individual logical address to the physical address, the formula is the frame number into the page size plus the offset. So page number into the frame number into the size of the page plus the offset. So what is offset? Offset is the local value here. Now if I see here, offset of A is 0, offset of B is 1, offset of C is 3 and offset of D is offset of C is 2 and offset of D is 3. Again in this frame, I is at 0th offset, J is at 1 offset, K is at 2 offset and L is at 3rd offset. So offset values are local to each page. Now let us convert the individual values to the particular values. The logical values to the physical values. So now let us look at the first example. A is at the value 0. Then what is the value in the physical memory? That is what I want to check. So first take the frame number. Frame number is 5. Multiply it with the size. So if 5 is the frame number, multiply it with the page size. Page size is 4. So 5 into 4 is 20 plus the offset. What is the offset here? The offset here is 0. So 5 into 4 is 20 plus 0. So at 20th address, I'll be having the value A. Let us do it for one more. Let us do it for D. So now D is at page 0. Page 0, the frame number is 5. So 5 into the page size. What is the page size? Page size is 4. So 5 into 4 is 20 plus the offset is 3. So the value will be at 23. So if you all see here, A is at 20, B 21, C 22 and D is at 23. Let us take one more example, another example. Now let me do it for G. So if I have to find where G is located in the physical memory, first look up the page number. What is the page number? The page number is 1. So page number 1, where is it located? It is located at the 6th frame. The 6th frame 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But what is the exact address I want to find? So the the frame number is 6. Multiply it with the page size. What is the page size? Page size is 4. So 6 into 4 is 24 plus the offset. How do I know the offset? 0, 1, 2. So 24 plus 2 is 26. So let me check whether it is correct or no. So go to page 6. 24 is E, 25 is F and 26 is G. So here we are getting it. Here I am telling you all how the logical addresses are getting converted to the physical address. Before moving ahead, let us understand few things about paging or few insights about paging. Paging may cause internal fragmentation. That means 1 or 2 bytes of memory may be wasted in paging concept. So here let us take an example that one process needs n pages plus 1 byte. So this 1 byte which is required, for that another page should be allocated. So apart from n, I need to allocate n plus 1 pages. Why n plus 1 pages? Because n pages of data is there with the process, plus it also requires 1 extra byte. That means if page size is 5, then if I say that he is having 31 bytes of data. That means if the data is 31 bytes, then how many pages you're going to have? So if the page size is 5, then you will have 6 pages plus 1 extra byte. So for that 1 extra byte, you have to create another page. So totally you will be having n plus 1 bytes. But in that last page that you're creating, that is in the 7th page that you're creating, only 1 byte is getting allocated and 4 bytes of space is getting wasted. So this is nothing but internal fragmentation that is causing. Again, this can be reduced if we take small pages. If we take small pages, then the amount of wastage may be reduced. But another problem arises if I take small pages, then there is an overhead involved to save each page table entry, because each page number has an entry in the page table. So this becomes again burdensome. So having to decide the exact size of a page is very troublesome and should be considered very cautiously, considering all the other factors it may involve. Like the previous examples that we have taken, here they have shown the mapping from the secondary memory to the primary memory. So in secondary memory, if a process comes, then it requires 4 pages. Then we have something known as free frame list. That means, like I have a page table, the operating system maintains a frame table. This frame table will have an account of how many pages are free, because if this table is ready, it becomes very easy for the operating system to decide where all it can put the processes. Now for example, here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 frames which are free. Then with the help of page table, I know which page is been allocated to which frame. For example, 0 is allocated to 14th frame, 1 is allocated to 13th frame, 2 is allocated to 18th frame, and 3 is allocated to the 20th frame. So here they have depicted it. Then how many frames are left? So that is being shown here. So same to your page table, the operating system maintains a frame table. This is the end of paging introduction. I have just given an introduction to paging. There are so many other things that are to be discussed, like what is TLB and what are shared pages, how the hierarchy of the pages are there. There are so many concepts to discuss in paging. We'll see one by one what are they. So I hope till now whatever we have discussed, you'll have understood it. If you'll have any doubts, if you're not understanding it, please feel free to ask me. Thank you.